Yo, 100 average use slow pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out the Axe Fury one piece. This is a 13-inch barrel, half-ounce end load. Today we're swinging a 27-ounce model. I want to give a shout out to Frank Smith. He's out there in Washington. He actually sent us the hat with us as well. He's got the Tank Athletics. If you look that up on Facebook, you'll find his page. He carries a whole bunch of Axe products up there. Send us one of these over so we can have a review done for you guys prior to release, which is this Tuesday, March 11th. You can grab this over at headbangersports.com, discount code ADS to save some money, or head over to axebats.com or axebat.com, and you can use code I57. Support the AA team out there. You probably saw Steve Robbs, if you saw our video of the U-Trip models. Steve Robbs, Jordan Spalding, those guys on there. Axe linked up with them this year to sponsor them for conference. Expecting them to obviously do big things over there with I57. But that being said, I57 code on Axe, ADS on Headbangers, drops on Tuesday the 11th. We're gonna go ahead, throw some 52s on it, Pro M, see how it performs, then we'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. Today it's right at about 71, 72 degrees last we checked. It's not supposed to get really any hotter, so this is gonna be pretty much it. Little bit of a breeze, occasional small gusts, but nothing too crazy, so should be perfect conditions to kind of see how this one performs and help you kind of decide if you want to grab this when it comes out or maybe stick with one of the other Axe models or something else. Either way, let's throw it on the tester real quick, come back over here and take our swings. All right, let's see where our Axe one piece starts at compression-wise. 13-inch barrel, end loaded. Looking forward to this one. The one piece last year was very, very good. Had a sweet spot a little higher up on the barrel, so I'm interested to see how this one performs compared to that, and obviously compared to the Furies this year. And that's a nice starting point, 275. The only one I think we've seen start that high so far is the 12-inch Fury, and that's honestly one of the bets that's in my bag right now. So excited to see how this thing performs. We'll get some swings on it, 52s, Pro M's, come back with final compression, final thoughts. Again, thanks Frank Smith for sending this over so we can get this review done prior to drop. Find his page over there, the Tank Athletics, over on Facebook. If you need anything kind of Axe related, especially when they sell out, he keeps a lot of inventory on hand, I've noticed, so don't hesitate to reach out to him.
94 miles per hour.
Right at the 368. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but this field, we did end up using the rangefinder along with the maps. It is actually right at 368, so again, why they built the baseball field so big, I don't know, but at least it gives us a nice large field. Don't have to worry about too many balls, hopefully going over all the time, and makes it easier to pick these things up.
92 miles per hour. 98 miles per hour.
A little bit of miss towards the end.
84 miles per hour. 105 miles per hour.
Oh, there's the sweet spot. So you can see there, I mean, it comes off good off this one for sure. Even with the 52s, and I think again, it's that stiffer one piece, you get good feedback so far on kind of where you caught it. The one thing I'll be interested to see, whether we can tell with the 52s or obviously we get the Pro M's, for me and a lot of people I talked to last year, the one piece model, it felt like the sweet spot was a little bit higher up of center. So I'm interested to see if this is more obviously central of the barrel, like the remainder, like the rest of the Axe U-Trip bats, so that obviously if you make the transition from one to the other, there's not kind of that little bit of a learning curve or having to adapt to the change on the sweet spot. But either way, that one obviously came off good, feels pretty good. I do think the 20-25 Axes we talked about on the other ones from the USSSA side had a small drop off in 52 performance. However, the Pro side to me felt like they got better, so that's obviously what they're designed for. But just something to kind of keep in mind there. But again, that one came off great, and maybe the one piece will be the Fury that kind of changes that and is actually really good with the 52s.
87 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
Yeah, yep. The one piece keeps it nice and crisp still, even with the 52s.
95 miles per hour. 103 miles per hour.
I lied, that's the sweet spot. Yeah, so good feel there, good feedback. Really nothing more to say about it. I mean, it's a good option for people who have to use 52s. Let's say you play league 52s, real old, kind of mushier or whatever Pro M's, but you primarily play U-Trip. This is still a perfectly good option, so you don't have to buy multiple bats.
87 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
Yeah, I think that'll do with the 52s. I mean, we saw what we needed to there. Got between the two of us about 40 of them as well. A little more than we normally do, but again, we like to obviously make sure we get a good sense of the performance and obviously open the fibers up a little bit as well. But let's go ahead and swap over to the Pro M's, what really we care about here. See how this thing performs. We'll come back to that final compression, final thoughts. All right, Pro M's, as we mentioned. See what the one piece has got for us.
105 miles per hour.
I'll tell you right now, even on a one piece, good forgiveness. I mean, there wasn't any sting there, but it was definitely higher up. It wasn't the sweet spot, and we got obviously good exit velo.
92 miles per hour. $100 miles per hour.
Yeah, Jesus.
105 miles per hour.
Well, I'll tell you off that swing, I mean, there's a chance there's a spot that's the truer sweet spot, but that was pretty much centered up. Obviously came off great. Landed a little parking lot out there, and it makes me think from those first couple swings, the sweet spot is indeed centered up this year versus a little bit higher up, which for me is awesome because now if I decide to put away, let's say my 12-inch fear that's in the bag, I can switch over to this if this is what I want to swing and not worry about a change in the sweet spot location.
91 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
Okay, I'm gonna fully admit there, with where he threw that pitch, I was trying to cut that thing more at the pole. And I've taught in the past, for me with the axe handle every now and then where I get myself in trouble when I do game it, swing it, whatever, is at times I'll let and I think it's the handle, but I'll roll my wrist just a little bit different. It's just under the ball so you see extra carry. Nice part is if you're somewhere where, let's say you're not worried about home run limits or you have a real high home run limit, whatever it is, it's fine that your misses equal obviously home runs. But that's just something, at least for me, I've heard some other people say the same thing. So just make sure you get comfortable with these handles. I personally, like this offseason, I was swinging the max load 12-inch from last year. I would make sure I swung at least the heavy TCB balls or took some BP and occasionally something before the game just to make sure I was squaring the ball up the way I wanted to with the axes.
98 miles per hour. 106 miles per hour.
That felt amazing. Well, 9 in a row. There's no way we're swinging the whole bag. I don't care how locked in we get.
97 miles per hour.
The forgiveness on the axis still blows me away though, because that was a miss. Not a huge miss, but a slight miss high of the sweet spot. But the ball just comes off these things so well.
95 miles per hour.
Yeah. Pros are a lot more fun than 52s.
113 miles per hour.
There's the sweet spot. Yes, it's the center of the barrel, 100%.
95 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour. $104 miles per hour.
Oh man, that was touched. That was halfway into the parking lot. I'm gonna have to put that one on the map. Here's the distance for you now.
$106 miles per hour.
Oh boy, oh boy. The one piece feels great. Real good. This might even make Keith look good.
104 miles per hour.
At this point, we're gonna see how many in a row we can hit the parking lot. That's 3 in a row into the parking lot. This makes me look good.
107 miles per hour.
It doesn't even matter if you threw a bad pitch, Keith. The axe makes anyone look good. That was the furthest one we hit yet. It's up on the grassy hill. This bat is very good. I mean, it started too at 275. We've seen the axes, at least with the 12-inch, I think 300 swings, we got 400 swings on it, and it was still passing. The two pieces are a little bit lower, but they were still passing. So I'll be interested to see what compression does with it. But again, I mean, even with a one piece, this thing's got a huge, huge sweet spot, tons of forgiveness. This thing's a lot of fun, and I'll go back, watch the footage like I always do, and kind of really think about it. But there's a chance this one might replace the 12-inch axe as the axe I keep in my bag. I don't load up with all axes, primarily because, again, there's days where I just feel like I get a little uncomfortable with the axe handles, or I'm not hitting it quite right, something like that. But I do at this point always have an axe in my bag for sure.
105 miles per hour.
Was that 5 in a row? Yeah. Listen, we don't usually sit here and just try to hit home runs all day, but at this point, we got to see what we can do. 6 in a row?
3 miles per hour.
This is fun now. Uh-oh, wait, is it gonna make it? It still made it. We might have to just not edit, just keep this video rolling. They can see all 6 in a row. Just online. 7 in a row.
4 miles per hour.
We're locked in. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to hit the car though. Don't bounce.
That's insane.
That wasn't my intention though. We've been living in like left center away from the car. My bad. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, pickleballers. We'll stay more left center, but we're on 2 hopped in that car, yes.
99 miles per hour.
Oh, and I missed it. Let's see though. That was toward. So the other crazy part is, and that one kind of says everything about it, I feel like I caught it probably closer to this axe symbol, but the sweet spot, you can feel it almost expanding, or maybe not the sweet spot, the forgiveness as it opens up more. So again, as long as this thing is holding compression, which we've seen no signs the axe isn't, this is one of the, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, this has got to be the most forgiving one piece I've swung from the 240s for sure, and probably at all, because even back then with the 220s, I felt like the one pieces were very, very stiff to where the sweet spot was outstanding, but you lost a lot of that forgiveness. But this is kind of wild, and I don't want to put a lot of swings on it, but at this point, we're at 8 in a row. I feel pretty good. We're going to keep going for a minute. We're going to go till we miss the parking lot, and then we're going to go back to hitting a couple on the line, see what kind of speeds we can get out of this thing, and call it there. Oh, and I messed it up.
6 miles per hour.
I got too excited. I'll tell you guys right now, that was probably the best pitch. Keith's been going great pitches. That was the best pitch he threw, and I screwed it up. But either way, 9 in a row. Whatever. We'll talk about more later. Let's get a couple on the line, call it good, go back to the house, get the compression on this. But man, I'm definitely picking up some of these when they drop on Tuesday.
95 miles per hour. 94 miles per hour.
This is definitely good. It's all right with the 52s, but when it comes to the Pro-Ams, it's a night and day difference. This is ridiculous with the Pro-Ams. Good carry, even if you miss, I'm gonna say low, high, doesn't matter. It's still gonna go well for you.
114 miles per hour.
Nope, we're done. We're done for sure. That's it. We're not. I've talked about enough. We'll talk about the final thoughts. Let's go test this thing, but great product from Axe. I mean, this might be my favorite one they've dropped so far this year. And I'm not usually I'm not usually a huge one-piece fan. I found for me, I don't get enough forgiveness. Being tall, I sometimes overextend, catch a little bit lower. But I found even in this session here, you catch a little low and a little high, it doesn't matter. The forgiveness is wild. Great job, Axe. All right, let's see where the one-piece Axe Fury test at. This is one of the most fun bats I've swung of the year so far. And I mean, we've had some fun ones, Lady Cartel, Yates, obviously the Juno MR1, Brady. I mean, there's been a bunch of them, but this thing was a missile launcher. Excited to see kind of what it does compression-wise for us. And kind of what we saw from the 12-inch as well. I realize there's kind of a glare on there. Let me see if I can move this a little bit for you guys real quick so you can see it better. So you can see there, it's dead on the 250, or 275, sorry, 275 mark. Move that thing back real quick. And actually, let's move this around so you can actually see that. I apologize. Just realized our little lights in here are doing that to you guys. I'm sorry, I'm gonna move this as slow as I can so I don't give anybody motion sickness. But anyways, there we go. So 275, for how it felt, the fact that it didn't move compression-wise at all is amazing. We'll tell it more in the final thoughts. We're not gonna obviously scale this because you can't do it with those end caps, but this thing's gas. That's gonna wrap it up there for the one-piece Axe Fury. Again, this is a 13-inch barrel, half-ounce end load. And I'm not gonna lie, there's not a whole lot much more to say. I mean, you saw the performance of the field. Both myself, Keith, it was one of those where there's only so many bats out there. I feel like that when we're swinging them, it's a constant kind of almost amazement at what the bat's able to do. Obviously, there's gonna be days you're locked in when we're hitting more than other days, but most days when we're doing reviews, we knock out between 3 and 5 bats in a day, just depending on weather, things like that. So obviously we're doing things like keeping certain bats balls in the car, if maybe it's a little colder out, if it's hot, keeping stuff in the shade, whatever it is. But to be able to go out there, see how kind of everything else that we were swinging today performed, and then pull this thing out there and it performed the way it did, and then now here at the end, seeing that final compression, to me, this is gonna be one of the better bats of the season out there. Sure, people will reach out to us all the time after some of the videos and they ask about, oh, you hit 115 with this bat, is that your new gamer? You hit 114, whatever it is. For me, I mean, the velos are great and all. We've talked about it a lot. I use it, I should say, primarily for being able to see what this bat's capable of for me off the no kidding sweet spot when I go, yep, I caught that one just right. But there's a lot of variables that go into that, right? So off the bat, you can get a bat that's crazy stiff, overly stiff, let's say, and you over compress the ball, you get a high velo, but now the ball's not gonna carry as well because you kind of over compressed it and things like that. Or you get bats where maybe they put like a gloss paint job on there, so it's not compressing the bat very much. You're not getting that high velo off the bat, but the ball's still carrying well and we get to see that kind of performance. But what it's really used for us is if, and I don't remember the top speed on this one right off the top of my head, I'll look at it obviously when we're editing, put the ranking up, but if the top speed here was 110, let's just say, and then now the rest of the time where I can feel I'm missing a little bit up and down on the barrel, I'm able to be at 106, 107. I know I've got a bat forgiveness-wise. So we use it mainly for forgiveness piece. But either way, I mean, the velos on this one, especially with the launch angle, the fun part was the fact that we were able to just go, or I guess I should say I was able to go, I think it was 9 in a row into that parking lot. Easily the first time I've done that one as well. Swing obviously felt locked in there. I find it very easy to elevate with the axes as well, sometimes almost on accident. Obviously, once we started kind of realizing, okay, this is 2 in a row, 3 in a row, it was on purpose at that point. But incredible sweet spot, great forgiveness, good feedback. It's definitely a one piece as far as like you're gonna know you're swinging that stiffer type of bat. So if you're still somebody who wants a little bit of flex, you don't really want that overly stiff one piece, and you want a 13-inch, obviously you've got the end load and the balance options. If you're fine with going with an end load, you want a shorter barrel, you got the 12-inch Fury option, and then obviously you got the 13-inch one piece here that's dropping again this Tuesday, March 11th. But not really much more to say there. Compression, awesome to see that it basically didn't move 100 swings in. Now 70 of those, 60 of those were Pro-Ams, the rest are 52s. But still, you saw this thing's 100% game ready. I still, knowing what I saw with that, would, if I was you, still go out there, put 50, 60 swings on it, something like that. Make sure you get a little bit of this webbing that has started and get a feel for it. And now just game this, and I'm sure it's gonna last for a long time at that point. So, like I said, I've got the 12-inch Fury in my bag. This is going straight into the bag as well. It's gonna be in there. So I'll have a 12-inch Fury, I'll have this, I'll have my Juno MR1s, the 2024 models as of now until the new ones drop. And then I've got a Brady in there right now, the 26 from the review. Waiting on the 27, 28 to get here. They should be here this week. Gonna do some stuff with those, see how I like them, and then replace the 26 with one of those. But that's what's currently in my bag as well. But honestly, don't have much more to say about this one. Grab this before it's gone. I don't know if it's a limited run, if they're gonna restock it, whatever, but this is gonna be one, especially if you're a one-piece fan, you're not gonna wanna miss out on. Even if you're not a one-piece fan, I think it was so forgiving that you could get away with swinging this thing as well. Not a top option for the 52s. I mean, don't get me wrong, it performs fine, performs good. But if you want that real good feedback, that crisp feel, this isn't gonna provide it for you. It's gonna be kind of that probably above average tier when I go back and look at the rankings for the 52s. But again, this is a USSSA stamp bat. If you need a axe for 52s, grab either the ASA bats or grab the dual stamp. Dual stamp's absolutely gas as well. So either way, as this drops on Tuesday, the two options I know of that you can get discounts for this, headbangersports.com, discount code ADS, or as mentioned kind of in the intro, head over to axebat.com, code I57, help support Steve Robbs, Jordan Spalding, all those guys over there on the I-57 Axe Bat conference team, AA team, and obviously best of luck to them this year. It's going to be I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch how those guys perform with these axe bats in their hands, because it's crazy kind of the performance on them and the fact that they're holding compression so well this year from what we've been able to see so far. But with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed it. Glad we could get this to you before drop. Again, keep your eyes peeled for this one, and just, again, it left me kind of speechless with just how good it was. So thanks for tuning in the channel. Thanks for the support. Have a great day.